everyone. Good evening. My name is Carly. I'm the undergraduate program coordinator for the economics department. On behalf of the department, I want to thank you all for coming. It is great to see so many people here. Before we begin our ceremony, I want to remind you to please silence your phones. Please be courteous to those around you by refraining talking during the ceremony. And now please help me welcome our faculty. All right, hello, me again. I would now like to introduce Professor Chris Tabor, who is the chair of the economics department. Professor Tabor has joined the department in 2007 and has been chair since 2022. He received his undergraduate and his PhD from the University of Chicago. Here in the economics department, he holds the Walker Family Distinguished Chair in Economics and the James J. Heckman Professor of Economics. Please join me in welcoming Chris Tabor.
Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Chris Tabor. I'm the department chair, as Carly said. Good evening and welcome to the 2024 University of Wisconsin-Madison Department of Economics commencement. We love being able to celebrate in this space. This is a great place and we hope you enjoy it too. Graduation is the most exciting day of the year for a chair. I'm so proud of all of these graduate students, of all of these great students in front of me. And I'm joined on stage by our keynote speaker, Provost David Figlio, student commencement speaker Aman Dagra, and most of your amazing instructors and mentors behind me. I'm the host today, and my job is to keep the show rolling, so we're going to try to do this pretty quickly. We'll have some speeches, then we're going to give out some PhDs, and then some master's degrees, then some bachelor's degree, and in fine Wisconsin tradition, then we head to the bar. So before we proceed, I'm up here. I want to make one point before I introduce the main speaker. I've been a professor for a long time. I have a whole mess of siblings and a whole mess of kids. So I've been to a ton of these graduations. And almost every graduation you go to, somebody gets there and say, "You're educated, go out and change the world." And I'm not going to disagree with that, but I want to be clear what that means to an economist. To an economist, what it definitely does not mean, it does not mean you have all the answers. Go tell everybody what to do. I think the more classes you took in economics here, the more you realize we don't really know. Most of the problems we face are really, really difficult. What we have to offer the world as economists is careful considerations of costs and benefits, not simple solutions to the problem. One of my favorite quotes was a quote by Harry S. Truman, who said, "Give me a one-handed economist. All my economists say on one hand or the other." That's what we have to offer the world. We don't have all of the answers to the questions, but we know how to think about the problems. What we're good at is finding compromise. So I urge you, as you go out from here, look for compromise. You don't know all of the answers, but you can help people find the best answers. Okay, so it's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Provost David Figlio. So David Figlio is the provost of Rochester. I suspect most of you have no idea what a provost actually is, and I'll be honest, I don't completely know either, and I don't really want to find out. And I don't know exactly how it works at Rochester, but basically the provost is typically the second highest person in a university behind either a chancellor or a president. Usually the chancellor or the president is the face of the university to the students, to the alumni, to the parents, and to the greater world, while often the provost is the one that's down in the trenches that is doing all the work. I think the restaurant analogy works pretty well, I think, where the chancellor is front of the house and the provost is back of the house. Provost Figlio is here because he received his PhD from our department in 1995. His main advisor was Carl Schultz, who, if you recognize that name, Carl was the previous provost here at Wisconsin until last year, and then has moved on to become the president of Oregon. Prior to becoming provost, Professor Figlio was the dean of the School of Education and Social Policy at Northwestern. And then to add another level of David's connection to Wisconsin, he left Wisconsin to work with his current boss, the president of Rochester, Sarah Mangelsdorf, who was the provost of Wisconsin prior to Carl Schultz. David and I received our PhDs in the same year, so I've known him a very long time. We have overlapping research interests and see each other at a lot of conferences. He's an amazingly productive person who somehow has managed to clone himself. He simultaneously managed to be a dean, run a journal, and be an extremely productive researcher. He's written on a lot of really important papers, and his main interest, he's one of the top scholars in the area of the economics of education. And to make his connection to University of Wisconsin even stronger, he was the head editor of the Journal of Human Resources. This is a top journal in our field, and it is a journal that's housed here at the University of Wisconsin. I am incredibly grateful to David for taking time out of his crazy busy schedule to speak to us today, but you're in for a treat. It's an absolute honor for me to introduce Provost David Figlio.
So thanks for the very kind introduction, Chris. It's really fabulous to be here, and I'm delighted that our graduation isn't until next week, which made it a lot easier for me to come today. Okay, I have to give you one more University of Wisconsin leadership piece. I guess this was helping to train me for my current role. I was the president of the John R. Commons Club. There we go. So I ran the Daisy. I don't know, does the Daisy still exist? All right, good, I ran the Daisy. So that was what prepared me for my future career in leadership. I can also promise you that unlike all of those previous provosts that Chris mentioned, I will not be a president. So on to the speech. Congratulations to all of the graduates and to your families and chosen family members. It's, yay. So it's great to be back here in Madison, where, as Chris mentioned, I was a PhD student between 1991 and 1995. Some of my most joyful and most traumatic moments took place here. I'll admit to being relieved that I'm addressing you here in Monona Terrace rather than in the Social Science Building. That was the scene of some interrogations as I learned how to be an economist, as well as the place where my shoes started spontaneously disintegrating in people's offices when I came to give a seminar one winter day, maybe 7 or so years ago. I know, like, Anant's office, I lost like half of my soul in his office, for example. So I experienced economics in action in many different ways while in grad school, but I'd like to share one especially tangible instance with you. Back then, students on meal plans had a bunch of punch cards worth $20 a piece to dine in dining halls, and they were only good for the semester. I wasn't on a meal plan as a PhD student, but the punch cards were interesting to me since Liz Waters was the closest place to the social science building to get a hot meal. At the beginning of the semester, it was easy to purchase a punch card on the black market for $17 or $18. That the market price was lower than face value says a lot. Students on average were compelled to purchase more university food than they wanted to. And many were willing to trade $17 of off-campus food for $20 of on-campus food. That's probably true for you today also, but I bet your meal plans are now tied to your ID, making it harder for you to monetize your on-campus dining. But that's not the most interesting thing about this episode. Over the course of the semester, the market price for these punch cards went down and down, so that by the end of the semester, you could buy a punch card for $8 or even $6 if you were lucky. Over the course of the semester, the fraction of diners at Liz Waters who were econ faculty or grad students went up and up. I, for one, wasn't going to eat at Liz Waters more than a couple times a month if I had to pay something close to face value for a meal. The food was mediocre. Its principal benefit was convenience. But I was willing to eat there 3 or 4 times a week when I could get a meal there for half price. Economics is everywhere. And thinking like an economist will help you live a happier life for the most part. Wait, what? For the most part? Well, let me tell you, speaking like an economist can sometimes get you into trouble. So pay attention, graduates. In early 2009, I was making plans for a date with a woman I'd seen a few times before and was getting very interested in. There's a happy ending here. She and I have now been happily married for 12 years. But back then, she suggested 2 ideas for something we could do on a date. This is maybe the 3rd or 4th date. Both really appealed to me, but I didn't say it that way. I told her I was indifferent. That didn't go over well. But we recovered, and now 14 years later, she uses the term indifferent as well. That's an externality. So maybe you need to watch your economies when you're speaking with potential romantic interests. But in lots of other ways, your understanding of economics will help you navigate life in many different ways. For one thing, economists appreciate that people face trade-offs. You have limited time, limited energy, limited money, and you have to make decisions. My spouse and I couldn't go to both the Botanic Garden and the Art Institute of Chicago that almost fateful day in 2009, even though both were equally appealing to me. The opportunity cost of going to the Art Institute was a visit to the Botanic Garden. The opportunity cost of $20 of food in Liz Waters was the street value of that red piece of paper, it was literally a red piece of paper, worth $20 of institutional food. Thinking like an economist will help you make the choices that are most valuable to you. I face this all the time in my current job as the chief academic officer of the University of Rochester. I'm trying to decide whether to invest scarce university resources in more faculty hiring or more attractive student financial aid packages, renovating residence halls, building a new science building, and so on and so on. All are important. In fact, one could argue that all are necessary, but we can't do all of them. So we have to strategically prioritize. I try to figure out which opportunities for investment are going to have the greatest expected return per dollar of that investment and order the investments accordingly. That means that some of these great ideas will be pushed off to the future. And maybe in the future, a still higher priority investment will emerge that will force those great ideas to be further pushed to the future. In my scholarly work, I spend a lot of time studying education policy and practice. In the policy world, people love to talk about effect size. That is, the expected benefit in terms of, say, better student outcomes of implementing the practice. It's like it's the North Star. And that makes a lot of intuitive sense to many people. After all, why wouldn't we want to do the thing that yields the most benefit? Suppose there's some education practice that is expected to boost student SAT scores by 50 points, and another that's expected to boost student SAT scores by 10 points. Of course we want to do the 50-point thing, right? Well, suppose I told you that the 50-point practice will cost $5,000 a student to implement, and the 10-point practice will cost $10 per student to implement. The 10-point practice, even though it has more modest effects, should probably rise to the top of the pile for implementation. The opportunity cost of those $5,000 for the 50-point practice is pretty substantial. This is important in your day-to-day existence as well. Maybe you have a bunch of items on your to-do list. You have limited amount of time for all those uses of your time, not to mention leisure, the things you do for pleasure, sleep, etc. Use your understanding of economics to help you to strategically prioritize, taking care of the items on the list that have high return on investment. Sometimes these are the high effect size investments of time that involve a lot of work. But sometimes these are lower effect size investments of time that don't involve a lot of work. Don't hesitate to push things off to the future if there are higher value uses of your time, which includes saving time to take care of yourself. Yes, sometimes pushing something to the future is procrastination, and sometimes it's strategically beneficial for you to do so. Take time to analyze which is the case, while also evaluating whether what codes as procrastination is actually that you've just figured out a higher value use of your time. Yes, being an adult means taking care of business, but it doesn't mean taking care of all the business. An aside about opportunity cost. Let me tell you another time in which thinking like an economist annoyed my wife, and for good reason. She received an Amazon gift card as a gift, and she purchased a particular item that she said she didn't actually really care about much at all, but she bought it because it was free. Free. I have permission to share that the specific purchase was to buy a full electronic album, because that's what we did back in history around 2015, because she wanted to hear the theme song to The Jeffersons. If you don't know what the show The Jeffersons is, you should Google it. Now, maybe it was the sleep deprivation speaking, but I asked her something to the effect of whether she would have bought that if she found a $50 bill on the sidewalk, and she said no. A word to the wise, I can tell you that the opportunity cost of being right in that moment was pretty high. So I like to say that people are packages. I'm very grateful that my life partner feels the same way, especially in moments in which I step in it. This aspect of thinking like an economist makes it extremely easy for us each to look past the other's tiny foibles and think about each other in totality. It's the approach that I take in my friendships and professional relationships as well. We all make mistakes all the time, and it's best to appreciate the package, positive, negative, and neutral, that accompanies those occasional mistakes. This mindset has helped me navigate the occasional disappointments and frustrations with others. I encourage you to do the same with all of those in your lives as well. So there are many other ways in which thinking like an economist will pay dividends for you as you navigate your life. Thinking at the margin will help you move in a direction that brings you more and more satisfaction. For example, think about your career progression. In every job, there are going to be aspects of your work that you particularly enjoy and aspects of your work that you particularly do not enjoy. That's true for me. Identifying the parts of your work that bring you the most satisfaction, or at least provides the enabling mechanism for you to be more satisfied with your life, will help you decide when to move to a different job. If you're deliberate in your thinking about what brings you joy and what does not, you'll be able to progress in your career towards increasingly satisfying work. That's how I ended up in my current role. I realized a decade or so ago that as much as I'm excited about my latest discovery, I derive even more satisfaction from helping others achieve their objectives. And that realization led me to become a dean at Northwestern. Then when Northwestern's president announced his retirement, I wondered if I'd share the same values as the new president. At the same time, I learned that this role was open. And I deeply respected your former provost, Sarah Mangelsdorf, and decided to move to Rochester in order to ensure that I would be working with and for a president whose values with which I am very closely aligned. Thinking at the margin can help you out of any number of personal conundrums as well. A little while back, somebody I love dearly confided in me that they were dissatisfied with their long-term romantic relationship. but they were loath to make a change because they'd already invested 3 years in this relationship. As we talked about the trade-offs they faced, they began to think about what's worse, to spend 3 years in an unsatisfying relationship or to spend 4 years in an unsatisfying relationship. They ended up making a change, and now they're in a very satisfying new romantic relationship. Word to the wise, by the way. I recommend that you find a new job before leaving your current job, and you leave your current romantic relationship before finding a new one. Another way thinking like an economist can help you out. Economists appreciate the concept of comparative advantage. In my current role, I supervise a large team. Our whole university will be better off the more talented people specialize. An important managerial task for me is to identify the talents of the members of my team and to align team members' work to the activities where each team member holds a comparative advantage. This not only makes the university function better, but it also helps all the team members be more satisfied as well. Specialization works well within the household too. There are some things that my wife does particularly well, and some things I do particularly well. We ended up allocating household tasks accordingly. I love talking to a group of economists. That's how I ended up doing most of the cooking, and she ended up doing most of the gardening. This division of labor makes us both better off. One last dimension. Economists appreciate that you need to think about how others will respond to your actions before you act. As I observe the world around me, in and outside of my professional life, I'm amazed at how often people do something and then are surprised by the response they receive. Thinking like an economist means trying to think of the range of potential responses you'll get if you make one choice versus another, and then consequently making the choice that gives you the best expected value. Economists know that assuming the best possible outcome is just wishful thinking. Notice I keep talking about expectations, expected values, expected benefits. This is because nobody's clairvoyant and can see the future. There's always lots of unpredictability in every choice we make. Chris was mentioning that. But by being thoughtful about your choices and clear-headed about the risks and returns inherent in every choice, you're likely to make a lot of choices that were right looking backwards as well as looking forward. And when you make a choice that turned out ex post not to be a great one, remember that this happens to all of us all the time. Think hard about what you learned from that episode so that it will inform your decision-making the next time around. I'm in the prediction business, so I'll make a prediction now about you. You're armed with an economics degree from one of the world's great universities. Your combination of talent and know-how will take you far. So my graduation wish to each of you is that you both do well and do good. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you so much, Professor Figlio. That was awesome. I'm going to add one thing, though. If you don't know what the Jeffersons is, not only should you Google it, but you should make sure to listen to the theme song. Given I have so many eyes on me here, I want to take a little opportunity to brag a little bit about the department here. I'm going to give you 3 things that you might not know about your degree. Okay, so 3 things about your degree. First, I'm a labor economist, and one of the things that I research is wages and the relationship between education and wages. While increasing earnings are not the, thank you. Those are some of my students. Increasing earnings is not the only reason to go to college, and majoring in economics and increasing earnings is not the only reason to major in economics, but it's a very good reason to do so. The labor market return to a college degree relative to no college is roughly 40 percentage points. So what that means is if you didn't go to college, if you would have earned $50,000, going to college is going to give you an extra $20,000. But that's $20,000 every year for the rest of your life. So I'm a labor economist. I'm not smart enough to discount. So if we don't discount, you work for 50 years. That's $1 million. Okay, so you're doing pretty well, even relative to the high price of tuition. Not only that, that's going to get a degree. Majoring in economics is going to raise your wages by another $22,000 a year. Okay, so that's another million on top of that. So even if that was not the only reason to come here, it was a smart investment. Thing two, thanks to previous chairs, especially Nasha Chaudhry, who's here, who has preceded me as chair for a very long time, our department is in very good shape and runs very efficiently. Less than 20% of our budget comes from undergraduate tuition, and even less than that comes from the state. We've chosen to invest the money we do have into innovative programming that generates revenue, and generous alumni have helped us thrive by contributing to the margin of excellence. As a result, we're able to offer unique services to students, and our department has offered 21 brand new, that's not new sections, this is 21 brand new courses in the last decade or so. We employ 10 staff members whose sole job is to advise different cohorts of our student population, offering support in both academic and career directions. Finally, economics continues to be one of the most popular majors on campus. We recently reached 1,600 majors, which is second in LNS only to computer science. Our undergraduate program, recently they came out with undergraduate rankings of undergraduate major programs. We finished fourth among all public schools. We have 3 different master's programs that are continuing to grow, and we had one of the most impressive graduating PhD classes we've ever had, given the academic placements they had in the last year. So graduates, we're really proud of all of you, and especially you've done this through COVID. This has made this especially difficult. You've received a world-class education here at Wisconsin. Be proud of where you come from and know that wherever life takes you, you have the tools to go toe-to-toe with anyone. At the same time, we hope you remain humble. Whether you come from the Midwest or you're just visiting here for school, we hope that this Wisconsin culture of respect and kindness has rubbed off on you and continues to go with you in your way. And parents, thank you so much for trusting us with your children. We learned a lot from them, and we will miss having them all on campus. So it's now my pleasure to introduce one of these amazing students, Aman Dagra, who comes from Karachi, Pakistan. How did I do? Great. Okay. Aman is a double major, earning a Bachelor of Science in both economics and mathematics. He is part of the professional fraternity Delta Sigma Pi and the Badger Consulting Group on campus. Following graduation, he will be participating in the Financial Development Program at Morningstar in Chicago. He told us that his favorite class in economics was Economics 321 with Sports Economics with David Johnson. Though I think we learned this before he took the exam, whether that's still his favorite class, he can let us know. So I'm very proud to bring you Aman Dagra.
Thank you, Professor Tabor, for that very warm introduction. Good evening, everyone. Y'all can hear me okay? I want to start by asking everyone to look around you, look who's next to you, your friends, your family, your peers, our wonderful faculty. These are the people that made all of this possible today. So when we wrap up this ceremony, be sure to give them a hug, a thank you, or a congratulations. I want to thank all of you, your loved ones, those with us virtually and in spirit, for sharing this amazing ceremony with us. Let's cherish this moment. We have rightfully earned it, so please give it up for yourselves. It is truly an honor to be here on this stage and experience this with all of you. And to have my father, who flew 12,000 miles to be here, makes it even more special. Fellow graduates, these past 4 years at this esteemed institution came with great sacrifice for all of us. I remember my enthusiastic freshman self stepped onto this campus with thousands of things to do, embracing the thrill of the unknown and the commitment to a brighter future. As I took on new responsibilities, new challenges, I also took chances, and I failed. And I took them again, and I failed again. But as I tried some of the thousands of things I wanted to do, the promise to myself of a better future overwhelmed me. The excitement escaped, and I was dispassionately completing tasks and disappointing those who had expectations from me, none more than myself. But what changed things for me when I lost motivation was realizing that who I wanted to be was a lot more important than what I wanted to do. And as much as today is about imagining our future direction and what we will do after we graduate, I want to reflect on how far we have come and, more importantly, who we will be. I'm sure many of you in the last few days have been asked, what are you doing after graduation? And considering what we have invested in our time at UW, it's a pretty valid question. As kids, we were all very ambitious, and I remember myself saying that I wanted to be a soccer player. But when we lost the first round playoff game to our rival school in 5th grade, I said to myself, Aman, you gotta try something else. And 12 years later, instead of playing sports, I was studying sports in Professor Johnson's class. With time and a sense of reality, my response and all of our responses to the same question evolved. And if I asked you the same question today, you would probably respond in the standard economics student fashion, telling me you got your dream job in finance, or you got into a top program for grad school. And I genuinely congratulate you for that. But in the process of doing all of that, do not forget to be. Fellow graduates, today I ask you to be two things. 1, grateful, and 2, never satisfied. Let me explain. My gratefulness comes from my hometown, Karachi, Pakistan. It was extremely likely that I never stepped foot on this university, this city, or even this country. 12 years ago, I clearly remember, and I can see my dad smiling there, my family had to restart financially. And in a country where only 8% of the population is able to afford a bachelor's degree, not even 1% are able to go abroad. 0.1%. So I have a lot to be grateful for. As to what I am grateful for, I'll start with God for choosing me for this life and opportunity, and then for my family who's watching live, my mom. Amma, thank you for always believing in me, accepting my flaws, and encouraging me to live life one day at a time. I love you. To my brother and to my older brother and mentor, who always pushed me to live up to my potential and looked out for me. To my little sister, who I hope to inspire and be a role model for. And to my dad, who's sitting right here with all of us. If anyone asks me, Aman, how did you get here? How did all of this happen? My answer is pretty simple, because that man right there, my father, never gave up, and he never settled. So when you walk up this stage tonight, make sure that you remember the people that helped you get here. Wearing this gown feels very heavy, as it is a reminder for all that I've received in life. However, it is also a symbol of my constant pursuit of making the most out of all that I've received. Graduating from UW-Madison today fills me with gratitude, but it fuels my hunger for more. There's a long way to go, my friends. And as we achieve our goals with time, I encourage you to never settle. Keep finding those ideas, keep taking those chances, keep being hungry for the next opportunity, keep contributing to society, and make sure that tomorrow you are better. And even if you think you failed doing all of that, remember the great saying that you only fail when you yourself give up. So that's all the advice I got for tonight, folks. This last week has been a little bittersweet as well. We've had a lot of laughs, the last class, the last exam, the last day on the terrace, but hopefully not the last night out yet. And as I look back upon my time here, I came as an excited freshman, thinking that I would know it all by senior year. But as I say goodbye to being an undergraduate, I feel just as excited and hungry as that new student all these years ago. Fortunately for myself and all of you, as we leave here today, there will be a lot of firsts. The first day on the job, the first day of grad school, the first day in a new city with new opportunities. And maybe, or hopefully, for some of us, the first day of who we want to be. As I stand here in front of you today and I see you all looking great as ever, I cannot help but think of the people who would do anything to be in our position, to graduate from this institution, to have all that we have. And with keeping those people in mind, I want us to feel grateful for every opportunity that is presented to us. And I want us to keep pushing ourselves to be better every day. I hope in life that each and every one of us can do what we want to be, but what I genuinely hope and encourage we all can be is grateful, but never satisfied. Thank you very much, and on Wisconsin.
Thank you, Aman, for your thoughtful reflections. And you can see how lucky I am to be chair of a department full of wonderful students like this. Okay, we're proud of the accomplishments of all of our graduates and excited to begin the part of this ceremony where we recognize each of you individually. Thanks to Madison Hardup and Danny Gold for announcing the names. As we go through the names, you will see that we are a very international department, and this was no small challenge to pronounce all these names. I'm also going to take a bit from my colleague, Dan Quint, who said this once. This is not a wait until everybody's done and then hold your applause until the end. You're here to clap. You're here to cheer on your children and everyone that you know. Feel free to cheer loudly and cheer as much as you want. We're proud of your students too. Okay. The doctoral degree is the ultimate academic honor the university can bestow. Those earning the doctorate have gone from being our students to becoming our colleagues. We welcome you to the academy. Will the candidates for the PhD please rise and walk to the stage as your name is announced for hooding by the faculty.
Sharda Dharmashankar.
Youngjae Huang.
Ho-Young Yu. Elise Ani Marifian.
Jane Liv.
Lois Miller.
Jeremy Kirk.
Natalie Duncombe.
Katsuhiro Komatsu.
Wintao Zhou.
Zhao Aitkulova.
Mengqi Wang.
Matthew Carl.
April Neal.
Luming Chen.
Tianli Xia.
Jonathan Becker.
Sarah Benner Waldvogel. Jonathan McClure.
Sorry. They did this quicker than they were supposed to. Okay, please join me in a round of applause for our new PhDs. I was supposed to request that the master students stand up and come up, but they've already done that. So we'll go on with the degrees.
Now introducing the Masters in Financial Economics program, Preston Wong.
Purvaish Shenade.
Amul Milind Mate.
Prakash Gajate.
Liu Xintian.
Wang Ying.
Jiahui Niu.
Chungjun Ren.
Yang Liu.
Liu Yuki.
Bin Yang. Now introducing the Econ Masters in Graduate Foundations program, Patricia Anan.
Hongbo Zhang.
Zheng Liang.
Shrening Gao.
Zijun Shu.
Johnny Poli.
Arisa Cheongnam.
Peter Cho.
Rahul Tambe.
Yunro Lee.
Kazuma Ashida.
Yusuf Labana. Alexander Foss.
Nauri Karde.
Wanli Du.
Jiaqi Wang.
Wenguo Jia.
Yukun Han.
Jinyi Lil.
Haozi Sun.
Hanhua Chan.
Xiaoding Dong.
Chang'an Zheng.
Rongjeng Chen.
Yichuing Zhao.
Lingyu Ji.
Jiayu Wang.
Chengwei Wang.
Jiawei Zhu.
For all of our master students. It is now my honor to certify the candidates for undergraduate degrees as we move on to the bachelor degree candidates with major in economics or in economics with a math emphasis. A graduation letter will be presented by me with the assistance of our Director of Undergraduate Studies, Professor Daniel Quint. Candidates, please remain seated until you're summoned by the ushers.
Alec Easton.
Jared Tillis.
Oscar Eduardo Robles.
Trevor Simpson.
Tiench Rao.
Jake Kinzinger.
Andrew Hurdle.
Sophie Frankel.
Michael Durand.
Shasha Akala Zulkifli.
Nurul Zaglaik Hafieni.
Joseph Folletta.
Gibson Plum.
Thomas Hatton.
Andrew Cummings.
Charlie Petrick.
Nick Casante.
Ian Bartlett.
Greg Labine.
Owen Porter.
Seti Wibbles.
Humdi Deuce.
Eunice Son.
Harith Mode Hanafi.
Quan Huat Chow.
Patricia Hilmy.
Mallory Fiari.
Dhruti Bharadwaj.
Jiang Guo.
Yuqing Zhao.
Jiai Shang.
Jaden Goldberg.
Mason Fabricant.
Elijah Anish.
Kyle Hui.
Prajwal Gandharv.
Narayani Meghna. Tapasia Nyangpal. Brooke Wiley. Claire Knutson.
Annika Edie Brown.
Claire Stiles. Grace Kadervak.
Caroline Kowieski.
Mia Lee.
Hriday Gupta.
Ava Cook.
Kaylin Greengo.
Molly McCarthy.
Aradhana Porwal.
Ethan Young. William Zhang.
Zachary Heinz.
Mingprihang Zhang.
Sean Nugahali.
Harrison Wells.
Benjamin Wyshensky.
Elizabeth Markgraf.
Sam Woody.
Tiangjun Deng.
Weihan Liu.
Ryojing Gang.
Sumaya Subramaniam.
Abby Robinson.
Sophia Kessler.
Arohi Gada Gakar.
Kitty Nelson.
Dante Kotz Andrade.
May Lee.
Ziad Fakuri.
Zachary Bedard.
Jibo Zhang.
Liangji Shin.
Jack Spencer.
William Gittens.
Calvin Peterson.
Sam Fine.
Sean Gardiner.
Will Hess.
Aiden McCarthy.
Marissa Faulkner.
Lance Witten. Russell Heiss.
Peyton Fife.
Jonathan Green.
Mason Richard Kelliker.
Koye Wang.
Fawn Ge.
Xiaoyu Wang.
Felicia Zhang.
Olivia Brasher.
Lindsay Lee.
Kelsey Last.
Olivia Herzog.
Dhruvi S. Raghuvanshi.
Nicholas Raffone.
Ella Grant.
Alejandro Robinson.
Nathan Gutierrez.
Shervin Roy Varghese.
Andrew Benson.
Jay Lee.
Christian Bout.
Dylan Chen.
Yushin Chen.
Yuwen Yang.
Elise Johnson.
Taylor Kelly.
Sarah Miller.
Ryan Byerly.
Brady France.
Meishu Zhao.
Yingqi Zhao.
Jeffrey Zhang.
Andrew Trenta.
Jack Lynch.
Achyut Krishnan.
Kofi Kuda Honu.
Isabella Moore. Abigail Griepentrog. Sequoia Blue Surek.
Lucian Stahlbaum.
Ian James Kahns. Emily Rose Van Erman.
Minghao Mu.
Chinook Nyaton.
Martin Shinyu Ma.
Dake View.
Stephen Borodkin.
Jiao Tiang.
Xiao Eteng.
Rebecca Ju.
Peter Caldwell.
Benjamin Murphy.
Cole Zastava.
Luke Label.
Mujib Rahman.
Qianli Zhao.
Nicholas Foscato.
Salvatore Stamera.
Oscar Menezes.
Ty Breesy.
Zeke Borman.
Caden Bernier.
Olsi Jata.
Youngwoo Lee.
Maddie Zhao.
Sumin Choi.
Junghyun Hyun.
Alex Groth.
Thomas Buck.
Madeline McCaskill.
Reese Phillips.
Emerance Yord.
Troy McLean. Zach Cargill. Sanjay Kher.
Read the name.
Reijing Hong.
Gaojen Cheng.
Morgan Langer.
Maxwell Bachel.
Oops, sorry, the last one.
Okay, Morgan Langer. Maxwell Bachel.
Maya Scott.
Alexander Martin. Nevin Crane.
Cody Dutcher.
Spencer March.
Siyuan Kong.
Chloe Kaminsky.
Yeah, Chloe.
Dan Meyer.
John Kruger.
Carson Batchelor.
Joseph Motstika.
Thomas Hadcock.
Rohan Shah.
Nicholas Roosh.
TJ Maloney.
Jake Bailey. Jordan Goshman.
Jack Weiss.
Yushao Wu.
Sarit Baharma.
Adam Katz.
Alexander Richards.
Ethan Seiden.
Jackson Lev.
Jonah Schachtel.
Rowan Hildebrandt.
Caroline Gothier.
Megan McHugh.
Sarah Miriam Ibram.
Haojang Gao. Ling Lei. Alvin Huang.
Siyuan Yin.
Jasper Joe.
Samuel Hart.
Riley Migat.
William Allen.
Gordon Allen.
Charlie Tepper.
Shelby Whiting.
Joseph Sazama.
Will Romano.
Justin Pond.
Everett Williams. Winters. Everett Winters.
Nor Mosen.
Olivia Barfnecht.
Zachary Golden. Rafe Chaudhry.
Omar Zaiden.
Ishan Chandra.
Neil Patel.
Mohammed Muzani.
Rachel Bernadsky.
Abigail Averill.
Kevin Gleisner.
Dylan Karatli.
Danny Sulas.
Michael Marion.
Douglas Scales.
Robert Michelson.
Jordan Goldfarb.
Andrew Reyes.
Matthew Wadaker.
Aliyah Nijam.
Marissa Binti Mohar Mustaqim.
William Varani.
Aaron Brew.
Emily Wong.
Tim Sands.
Surya Veer.
Zachary Sviatovi.
Daniel Malechko.
Zoe Richard.
Shengyao Zhan.
Yiming Wang.
Shinyu Liu.
Taylor Alti Parkmock.
Justina Shu.
Katie Yu.
Yujing Wong.
Alexander James Cruiser.
Luke Welsh.
Connor Bernier.
John McHugh.
Zach Reidenbach.
We got one more. One more. Wait.
We have our student speaker, Aman Dagra.
Students, you can now wear the tassel on the left. Family and friends, faculty and staff, honored guests, may I present to you the 2024 graduating class of the Department of Economics at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. All right, we're just about done. Before we end the ceremony, I want to thank our generous alumni for their donations throughout the year, which go to support this wonderful event. It would not be possible to put this on without their help. I talked about how blessed I was to have all these students as part of this department. I'm doubly blessed to work with the staff that I do at this department. We have an amazing set of people here. For an economics department to put on an event this hard is impressive. The main person that is in charge of it is Carly Seward, who I think when she got into this job didn't quite know that this was going to be such a big part of it. So let's all give a big round of applause to all of the staff, and especially Carly. Let me be the first to offer my warmest congratulations to you for a prosperous and successful future. In addition to earning the degree conferred upon you today, you've earned the right to be associated with a very special group of individuals. You can now call yourselves alumni of the Department of Economics at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The department will remain a part of you, and you will remain a part of the department. I wish you all the very best as you go into your new lives. At the same time, come back and visit us. So hopefully it's not your last beer on the terrace. We're around. We'd love to see you. If you want to come visit, please do. We love to stay connected with all of our graduates. Congratulations to everyone. So to end this, we have our student singers, Morgan Langer, Daniel Meyer, John Kruger, and Chloe Kaminsky. There seem to be more than that. And they're going to lead you in the singing of Varsity.
Varsity,
All right, hello everyone, and thank you all for coming. If you could just remain seated until our faculty exit, that would be great. And then we have food, cake, and drinks out into the Hall of Ideas and on the Grand Terrace. Thank you all for coming.